A lot is happening in the world, and we're the wrong men to talk about it. Welcome back to the Wrong Men podcast. Over the last week, we've had several game announcements. We've had the State of Play, Summer Games Fest, and the Xbox Showcase. As two individuals who are huge Monster Hunter fans, one of the biggest announcements for us was the recent announcement of Monster Hunter Wilds Ascendance. So today, we're going to talk all things Monster Hunter, starting with the hype that is Ascendance.
Gammoth is still not confirmed.
Okay, well, that's, fair enough, yeah.
One day, my big beautiful girl will come back. But yeah, no, that was hype. If you were in our house, you would have mistaken it for, like, the Super Bowl. The amount of shouting that was going on.
It was a very interesting reaction that we had. We both sat up, like we were more up each time something new showed up.
And it's funny because it's not like it was a secret that was coming. Like, it wasn't guaranteed, but I wasn't surprised to see it there. I wasn't like, oh my god, Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
But still, the level of hype it generated, I was like, oh my fucking god, what's happening? What's happening?
The power flowing through me, Master, what is this?
It's not scary, it's fucking hype.
Anyway,
it's like Vegeta. Vegeta's reaction.
Okay, so starting with Ascendance, obviously, we talked about how hyped we were personally. But let's think about the trailer as it was, right? So
the community hype.
I mean, right?
Which is surprisingly all over the place. I've seen many people say, I don't give a shit because the launch of Wild was bad. To which I say, kind of fair, but have you played it recently?
Yeah, right. Maybe, I don't know. Some people just like to shit on things without ever taking into consideration where it is currently.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because I know this is anecdotal evidence. It's like, it's not universal to everyone, but we have a friend who plays on PC, and according to him, he hasn't had like any issues at all, which I find pretty interesting.
Yeah, how high end is his PC though?
I don't know. I don't think it's super high end.
And also, I know he was having issues like at the very beginning, but that was because he didn't update his drivers.
Yeah. Well, we had issues in the very beginning on console.
Yeah, that didn't stop us. We played through the entire available story in a single night.
Yeah. Did we? I thought we took a break.
We probably took a break. Because I think it was like 4 in the morning and we were like, I can't function enough to hunt whatever's next.
I don't remember where we stopped at. Did we stop at Jindahad? I feel like we stopped at Jindahad. After we finally got him to work.
Yeah, maybe. That might have been it, yeah.
This is rambling.
Yeah, well, it's rambling that I will decide whether or not I want it later.
But yeah, that trailer was, it's funny, because it wasn't like a ton, but I think the stuff that they decided to show was still pretty hype. I know. Well, you know what, I'll save that for a little bit later. Okay. But
I know too. Or do I?
I could just say it now, whatever, screw it. I know people are not hyped for Kushala.
Of course not. I fucking hate that little shit.
Kushala will always hold a special place in my heart, even though I absolutely hate fighting him. So I was not upset to see him. I thought he was probably the best, most generic option to show first, right?
Yeah.
Because he is just a big metal dragon.
Fair, yeah.
Who knows who else they'll show?
But we know who they did show.
Lao, the worst fight in the entire series.
He's just kind of walking.
It's like, do you like 20 uninterrupted minutes of a guy ignoring you while you shoot cannonballs at him? Well, congratulations, there's your fight.
I mean, I can only assume that they're going to change it somehow. But also, if that's just how Lao is, that's just how Lao is.
Again, it'd be nice if they gave Lao, we talked about it a little bit earlier. If they gave Lao, like, the Sadis or the Darren Moran treatment, where the first part is the siege quest, and then eventually he, like, goes to an arena and you fight him, like, actually.
Yeah, where he gets fed up with your shit and then decides, okay, let's throw hands, little fuck.
It's just, Lao is so big, how do you make him fight? Without him just swinging his head back and forth constantly and his tail.
I mean, right, that's just kind of it. I don't know, we'll see what they do. Because,
hopefully
they're gonna do something, right?
Hopefully. But there was that new... I think everyone's kind of agreed that it's a bird wyvern.
I mean, it looks like Coropaco if Coropaco and fucking Valstrax had a baby.
Yeah. The most exciting part about that to me was the coordinated pack attacking that happened.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was really cool, because, Doshiguma and... Who the hell else was even a pack monster? Hirobami. And Cuckoo. Never really took advantage of the fact that you were fighting multiple at a time.
True.
You would just knock the others away. And if you decided to keep them all there, they would all just attack you like normal attack patterns.
Yeah, and randomly. It wouldn't be, like, targeted in a sequence.
Yeah. So it was just, you were fighting 4 of a monster at once, which is not particularly exciting. So it is cool to see, like, that they're maybe honing in on the pack tactics a bit more. Was a Jarikon a pack monster?
No.
I don't think he was.
No. Typically, you'd only see one of them unless you saw them in the arena.
Okay. Anyhow, the pack tactics are really cool. Also, I don't know if you have seen... I'll try to find it and send it to you. If you saw the scale of the area where when those things form the V and dive bomb you, that area is fucking massive.
The whole map is fucking massive.
Oh yeah, but just that one specific spot, I was like, looking at the hunter, I was like, this one area where you can fight monsters is enormous.
Yeah. Well, you need plenty of space for the big ones.
Like, I'd almost put it on the same level as Windswept Plains. Is that what that place was called?
Sure, I think so.
the desert map. Have like 400 hours in Wilds, and I don't know what that map is called. But like the desert area of that, if you just flattened all the dunes.
Okay.
Because the dunes make it look smaller than it is, but it's like a really big area.
Yeah.
That's what that area looks like. It looks humongous.
Okay.
And I saw a picture of somebody putting a photoshopping Gammoth there, being like, "Look, this area is big enough."
Yeah. Listen, if they want to get a lot of people extremely hyped extremely quickly, just throw Gammoth somewhere.
They should add a new ice map, because I know she can't fit in the current one, and just put her in. Or make her a guardian monster, because I'm assuming there's going to be more of those.
It looks like they're out in the wild.
Yeah, well, they're in that one. What the hell is it? It's called like the Skybound area or something like that.
Sure. But it also looked like there were the fuck are they? The Guardian Doshigumas were in the desert, the Windward Plains or Windswept, or whatever the fuck they're called.
Yeah, I think it's the Windward Plains. I think you're right. Yeah, because Kushala battering them around.
Yeah, beating their asses.
So that's really interesting that Guardian Dosha is in the Windward Plains getting his ass beat by Kushala. One other interesting thing that I don't know if you noticed, when the sacred is like riding up all the air currents and climbing up the ruins and all that in the very beginning of that trailer, that is not our hunter. That is Nata.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Why?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't hate Nada by any means.
I kind
He's
of
just
do.
like he's just like kind of a nothing character to me. Even though I shouldn't say that. That's not true.
He's just annoying.
Yeah.
He's super whiny at the very beginning, and then like I get that there was supposed to be like this whole like, oh, you gotta feel for the environment and all the monsters and all that stuff, and it's like, oh, his whining for Guardian Arkveld was just real annoying to me.
It was. I didn't like. There was a specific moment that I thought was kind of weird, which was when that one Arkveld kills Ray Dow, and you have to, it's like I think it was the final quest in the main story, and you like have to go hunt it. And weirdly, it was like everyone kind of waited for Nada to say it was okay to hunt it, and I was like, what the hell does he matter?
Right? He's not the guild. He doesn't authorize these things.
I was like, his approval of whether we do this or not shouldn't really matter that much. But
anyway, something that we saw in the trailer that we can discuss is that brace booster.
You beat me to it.
Oh, well, you gotta be quicker than that.
Yeah. For the one, we saw the greatsword do some crazy crap. It looked like stuff out of Monster Hunter Frontier, honestly.
Yeah, and then that guy one-handing a light bowgun.
A light bowgun or a heavy bowgun, one of the two.
He was one-handing a bowgun.
Yeah, we sit here and we were both just like, that's a new weapon.
Yeah, we were hoping.
It would have been cool. It would have been, I guess, maybe kind of redundant, this wrist-mounted gun, but it would have been something.
Yeah.
But still, it was cool. I'm really curious to see how it affects the other weapons, because just based off of what we've seen so far, I'm kind of thinking about swapping the greatsword.
I mean, it was very cool. You the moveset and all that. I'm wondering how much more anime they can make the longsword.
It doesn't need to be more anime.
You can never have enough. It'll never be enough.
Longsword's mount attack. I was just like, this is the pinnacle of like the anime crap they can throw at this thing.
They can find more. There can always be more.
So I'm really curious to see how that all plays out. You can do some cool things for like the lance. You can maybe use yourself, literally propel yourself like a drill or whatever.
That would be cool.
I guess kind of like how you did in Rise with the silk. What the hell were they called? Wirebugs.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what they do with that. We're not gonna see more probably until TGS, if I had to guess.
Maybe, but there's also Gamescom in August, so.
Oh yeah, that's right. That is before. Okay. I would like to see more soon. I would like to just get my hands on it right now. Just fucking give it to me, Ryozo-san.
Okay. Give it to me. I need it.
Out of context, that sounds weird.
Give it to me, Ryozo-san. Please.
It's like, I just want it. Just give me the game.
Give it to me now.
God. And I know the brace booster has some people divided because it is another wrist-mounted gimmick thing, especially because the lead game designer for Ascendance was the lead designer for Iceborne, and which meant that he was partially responsible for the Clutch Claw, which I know how a lot of people feel about that.
Half the time I forget I have the Clutch Claw, to be fair.
The Clutch Claw, how do you feel about it?
Well, I think that it's really useful. I just forget that I have it.
For me, I don't like it because you have to balance around it, right? So then they have to balance around the fact that every part of the monster is going to be taking critical damage literally at any time. Which I think is why they designed a lot of the later fights in Iceborne the way they did.
To be hard as shit.
Yeah, and it's like none of them undoable, obviously. But like you say, like for someone like you, or especially me, when I get like really focused in on a fight, and you forget to use it, and it's like you're just making that fight so much harder for yourself.
Yeah.
When they were like, "Oh, you just use the Clutch Claw, weaken his legs, weaken his belly, weaken his face, and always do critical damage and all that," and it's like, oh yeah, I didn't take advantage of that.
It's like, yeah, you could do that, or you could like launch them into walls or shoot them out of the air, which takes me back to our very first Elatrion kill.
Your very first Elatrion kill.
Okay, fine, because you did it without me. Where we were fighting him, and it was going relatively well. And we were expecting like a grandiose end, and I think he was in the air doing his bullshit, and I just casually was like, can you shoot him out of the sky? And you were like, oh yeah, sure. And you got on him, shot him down, and he died the moment he hit the ground.
It was like we were talking about something. I just wasn't really paying super attention to the fight, and it's like, you just knock him out of the air. Oh yeah, and as soon as he touched the ground, he died.
It was the most anticlimactic ending to that fight.
Oh, yeah, no, because when I actually beat him, my first time, sorry. I don't remember how it ended. I remember he died, that's it. But I remember when he died, I think I just went like, like something along those lines. I was just like, oh, he's dead.
That's actually probably how I reacted when I finally killed Fatalis, which was years later.
It was this year, wasn't it?
No, it was last year. I'm pretty sure.
Was it last year?
I think so.
It was sometimes within the last 6-7 months.
It was before Wilds, but I don't remember how before Wilds it was.
It was between like November and January.
Yeah. But either way, like we went back, and I forget how many hunts it took, but we finally went in and did it together. Because I know you beat him by yourself.
Yes. I locked in one day and I was like, he's dying.
And I think the reason why I had a similar reaction where I was like, was because I did a helm splitter at the very end of that fight, just as he reared his head to do the fucking fire thing right down at the ground. So I was like, I'm going to land in the fire and die if he doesn't die first. And then it happened.
And that was our last feint, I think, on that quest.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
It's either that or we only had like a minute left or something.
It was like something where like we did not have enough time, or it was our last moment, essentially.
Man, Iceborne Fatalis is such a good fight.
Yeah.
Even though I think Elatrion, Iceborne Elatrion, I don't care what people say. Iceborne Elatrion, I think, is like the most fair fight in that entire game.
You just gotta do enough elemental damage.
Once you get over Eschaton Judgment, which I know some people will never get over it, they're like, this is a terrible mechanic. I kind of understand, but still.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get past that mechanic, his moveset is the cleanest fight in the whole game. It's just him and Fatalis are two monsters that demand you that demand that you know how to play.
Yeah.
You can't be carried on like cheap nonsense for the most part, right? There are ways to cheat them too, but it's like for the most part you can't rely on cheap nonsense. You just have to do those fights.
But going back to Ascendance, what do you got any ideas for what might be what monsters might be returning?
Any actual ideas?
Yeah.
I mean, we can do like the obvious ones. I think there's like, I think Teostra. Okay, actually, I can't say that's I can't say that's obvious. I think that there's a chance that they bring back Lunastra instead of Teostra.
God, no, please. What makes you say that?
I don't know. It's just because with World they tried to deviate from the Kushala Teostra Chameleos because they added Valhazak. And then in Rise they brought back that trio. But I think they're gonna try to deviate again. And I think because for whatever reason Capcom is like uber in love with Kushala. I get that he's a flagship, so maybe that's why.
Probably.
But they are like very in love with Kushala. I think an interesting combo would be Kushala, Lunastra, and another new Elder Dragon.
Okay.
Because even though like Chameleos would fit into like the Scarlet Forest. Oh, that actually reminds me. Do you think? Well, no, I can't even say. Do you think? How do you think the turf war between Raydao and Kushala is going to go down?
Well, I'm thinking Kushala will win.
I would assume so as well,
but also he's a metal dragon. Metal conducts lightning.
How well does he conduct lightning?
Yeah, that is.
Also, just be real. Like Raydao is bigger than he is. I know size doesn't mean everything in Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
But Raydao is just like a physically larger monster than him. I could see Raydao putting up a good fight, but kind of like Espinasse, I think Kushala will. It'll be a little bit more clear that Kushala wins.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
I couldn't say that. I shouldn't say that. I think Espinasse wins that turf war between Kushala and him. But yeah, so that'll be a cool fight. I think. I think there's. I'm saying I think a lot.
I speculate.
I ponder. I think there's obviously going to be variants of a bunch of the old monsters. Like I can see like a new version of like Lalabarina and a Jara Khan and all that. Obviously a new variant of Arkveld. I feel like everyone else, like Valstrax is going to be in this new locale. It looks like it's tailor-made for him.
Yeah, it really does.
And one of the main reasons they couldn't bring normal Valstrax into Sunbreak and Rise was because Valstrax just spends so much time like way up high in the air that it just wouldn't make sense for him to come down.
Yeah.
But it's like if this place is like literally floating islands up in the sky, it's just like that is perfect for him to come back as.
Yeah, definitely would be.
Gonna have the Fated Four, Glavenus, Astalos,
Gosharog.
If I see hide or tail of Gosharog, I will consider not buying.
So we all know that or maybe we don't all know. If for anyone watching this who doesn't know, the original Lao fight was essentially just to stop him from crushing, a city. But
break down the fort.
Yeah. And the whole reason why he was going that way to begin with is because he was running from Fatalis.
And then in Monster Hunter Gen Ultimate, the next time, canonically, that you fight Lao Shan, he's running from Atal Ka because he was frightened by its fortress form when it transforms into a giant mech. And he walked up, stood up, looked at it, and went, "That shit's scary," and ran the other way.
Yeah.
So what is he running from in this game?
Is it gonna be? The question is it gonna be like an already established Elder Dragon, or is it gonna be a brand new one?
Because the obvious answer for an established Elder Dragon would be either Fatalis, Crimson Fatalis, or White Fatalis, right?
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense.
Maybe with it being so far up in the sky, and what we've seen from Zoshia, it could be White Fatalis, the whole red lightning thing.
Yeah.
Because as far as I know, Zoshia and Fatalis are the only two monsters that use red lightning, with it still being lightning element and not dragon element.
Okay.
Yeah, because most red lightning you see in Monster Hunter is dragon element. So
that is
that's part of what I was thinking, is that if Zoshia, I don't think this is the route they would go, but if Zoshia, for whatever reason, is not an amalgamation of Fatalis and a bunch of other monsters, which is what was heavily hinted at the end of Wilds, will Zoshia have an origin species, and would that be what's scaring Lao?
That is an interesting possibility.
Because the other thing about Zoshia is that it's very bird-like in how it moves, until it, sheds all the white stuff and becomes just a dragon.
Yeah.
It's just very bird-like. And I'm like, that's not how Fatalis moves at all. But, obviously, it sheds its white, its Wilk armor, and it starts to become more like a black dragon.
Interesting.
So, that'd be very interesting to see.
Yeah.
I'm just assuming it's going to be what I've been saying since the beginning. I'm thinking it's going to be White Fatalis. I'm thinking that we have the Diva. White Fatalis, if you don't know this, White Fatalis' quest in almost every Monster Hunter game is heralded by a young woman wearing white.
Oh.
Yeah, whenever a young woman wearing white appears, she always foretells about White Fatalis showing up. And we have one very prominent character in this game who is a young woman wearing white.
Well, technically the Diva's Wyverian, right? So
yeah,
we don't know how old she is.
She looks young.
She looks young, yes. But wasn't there a monster in Frontier that gets that the whole reason why it attacks in the first place is because it's pissed off by the Diva's singing?
Yeah, that is a possibility too. I forget that monster's name. Let me look it up real fast. Stall for time.
Kiyoaru Boru.
Okay.
The Blazing Peak Dragon.
I remember how it looks.
Yeah.
I like how I found it just by typing monster upset by Diva. But yeah, he's like, the whole thing is that he's just upset by her singing constantly.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know how it's played off in that game because I haven't played through a lot of Frontier. It sounds very silly. This monster that's just upset by the constant singing.
Yeah.
It makes me think of the SpongeBob having the house party in Squidward's just trying to sleep.
Yeah, no, I see that.
18 hours. So that would be pretty interesting. How cool would it be though if like the diva comes out? We're going to a hunt. The diva comes out. You think she's gonna sing, her song or whatever to buff you up for a hunt, and then it's like her heralding White Fatalis, his arrival.
That. I mean, it'd be cool. It'd also be fucking scary. Because when you think about it, from what I've heard lore-wise about White Fatalis is that his lightning, if you get hit by it, it literally deletes you. Like, you actually die.
He erases you from existence. Which is, I know a mechanic in Monster Hunter Frontier where if he hits you with his lightning attack, you just instantly fail the quest.
Because you're dead.
Yeah, you're gone. He's not the only monster that does something like that, but yeah, it's a very, very cool mechanic that I don't think they'll ever bring to a mainline Monster Hunter game.
Yeah, I think that might piss people off too much.
I'm still an advocate of him having a very long windup for that attack, and if it hits you, it actually deletes your character.
That would hurt so much with the
It
hundreds of hours that have been dedicated to that game to lose all of that.
Like, have it be like the most obvious and easily avoidable attack ever, but if you do hit it, it's just your save data is gone.
That's horrible.
It is horrible, but it would be funny.
It'd be funny for a brief moment. And then something happens where it's like the only way to avoid it is to stand behind Fabius or something like that, and he runs in the opposite direction of you, and then all of a sudden your character's gone because the AI sucks wieners.
I was thinking when we were fighting Safi Jiva, and you were in the middle of the rock between me and another guy, and you were the only one who died.
Which didn't make any fucking sense. He did that fucking Azure Star fucking nonsense. And I was the only one who should have been safe, and I'm the one who died.
You died, and I remember you screamed, I was the only one who was safe! I was the one who was safe!
It was a very upsetting time for me.
You were like, I was the most safe, what happened? And I just put the controller down, because I was laughing so hard.
It was, yeah, I mean, it was a good time. It was infuriating in the moment.
Oh, man. I hope Ascendance gives us something like that.
Here's hoping.
God.
Oh, you were telling me earlier that there was some kind of other Monster Hunter related thing that was announced.
I forgot. I just want to hear your opinion on this. Wilds is coming to the Switch too.
Okay. With the way it ran on everything else, you're gonna put it on something that has the power of a PlayStation 4?
I thought that was just, like I said, I saw a post from someone who was just like, they were speculating. They were saying like, oh yeah, the DLC is going to be pushed to next year, and in the meantime, to tide us over, they're going to give us Wilds on the Switch too. And I was like, that's not going to happen. I was wrong.
Yeah, apparently. And you know what? Now that you mention it, I think I did hear that.
I think Ryozo talked about it in that video.
Maybe. That might have been where I heard it then.
So yeah, that's a... I don't think I'll be buying it for the Switch 2. I might, but probably not.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I mean, who knows? It might run like a dream. Or at least maybe Ascendance will run like a dream. I mean, when we played Rise the first time on the Switch, when they announced Sunbreak, and the fact that, like, you know, Sunbreak was coming to PC at the same time, we were like, oh, okay, cool. We can play that on PC. And so we bought Rise for PC, played through it so that we'd be able to play Sunbreak when it first came out, and we had so many issues.
I don't even remember. It must have been like we were in the middle of a quest, and I remember getting disconnected. And it's funny to think about now, but I remember in the moment I was like, I'm never buying another fucking Monster Hunter for PC ever. I was so upset.
You were so pissed. And then Sunbreak came out, we had no issues.
It worked like perfectly fine. I don't get it. I especially don't get it because, like, World and Iceborne had already been on PC by that point. How did Rise run so fucking badly?
I don't know.
And then, now we have Wilds, which, again, we didn't really experience any issues. But, it's very obvious that it had a lot of issues at launch.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering if Ascendance will also have issues.
Or maybe Ascendance will just fix all of the issues like it did with Sunbreak.
Yeah, Ascendance will be exactly like Sunbreak, where it runs beautifully.
No issues whatsoever.
That's what I'm hoping, but,
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you know what? Actually, what type of monster do you think the flagship's going to be?
I'm thinking an Elder Dragon. My reasoning for that is because they went through all of Wilds without a single Elder Dragon.
Oh, we had Gogmazius.
Yeah, but, like, he was added. I'm talking, like, the base game had not a single Elder Dragon. So,
It's really interesting because Arkveld is like almost like an Elder Dragon, but he's not.
yeah. He felt like he should have been, but they made a point of saying that they didn't have any Elder Dragons, even though I'm fucking certain Zoshi is an Elder Dragon. If it wasn't artificial, it would be an Elder Dragon.
The construct.
Exactly.
Which I think that's its official classification in the game is construct.
Oh. Well, all right.
It's not a living thing. Which is
that's
just
fair.
wrong. But it's also wrong because Arkveld became a living thing.
Yeah. Well,
That's the whole point of Arkveld's story.
it is, yeah. Starts off as Guardian Arkveld, and then somehow Guardian Arkveld popped out an egg that hatched, and now they're all real now. Spoilers if you haven't played Wilds, of course.
You're not. Well, I actually can't say that. I was about to say you're not listening to this if you haven't played Wilds, but
Maybe they'd be listening to this and be like, I was on the fence, but then they announced Ascendance, and I'm just like, I'm wondering, like, what's their opinion on it? Like, should I play Wilds? Like, it's mixed. I don't know. And then they hear that and they're like, oh, now I know the end. Thanks, guys.
no, if that applies to you for some reason, play the game.
Yeah.
The game is good.
Yeah.
The beginning is very hand-holdy, but it's good. Yeah, no, I agree with it being an Elder Dragon because they're like, the Ascendance is gonna have a very heavy emphasis on Elder Dragons, and then I don't think it would personally make any sense if they talk about that as like the story perspective, and then they're just like, and then the new flagship is a Leviathan.
Yeah.
Although it could be a Leviathan, that'd be kind of cool.
They're gonna give us back. They're gonna bring back Sadis.
Well, man, that's not what I meant.
What they're gonna give us is they're gonna give us an adult version of Gobble. That is massive and eats baby Sadis.
I thought all were Gobble not adults?
No, the ones that you fight in the game are all adolescent. Like they're in the which one is like there's a Monster Hunter encyclopedia somewhere that talks about it, and it talks about how we don't know what gender they are because they're not developed enough to have a gender yet. And so when they're ready to do that. They go out into the open ocean, and then they become adults and shit. And it's even known in the lore that they live like very deep down, like towards the bottom of the ocean in the deep parts, and a fully grown gobble will actually eat like baby Sadis.
That's concerning. Holy shit. I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
know that.
No, that's horrifying information. That's one of the things I was gonna tell you earlier, and then I was like, no, I'll save it.
That's scary. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Because Gothel was like such a nothing monster to me.
Because he was. But now you're like, oh no, he huge.
It's like someone took our running joke of what the hell are those things called? The boggy or broggy from Sunbreak.
Mm-hmm.
Our joke of like the great boggy being like an elder class level monster, elder dragon level monster.
Yeah.
And they're just like, hey, let's do that with an actual existing monster.
Basically, it's highly upsetting.
Some superstitious stuff with like Fatalis about like how someone turns into him if they wear his armor or whatever. If they slay him and then wear his armor.
No, but that's true. Every cell in Fatalis's body is alive, which, to be fair, cells are alive. But like when you make weapons and armor out of him, like you do slowly, like unless you fucking take it off, you will slowly start turning into Fatalis.
It's a rumor because we've never seen it fully happen.
Yeah.
Usually the hunter wanders off into nowhere before
Morphing into a Fatalis.
Yeah, before we get any confirmation that happens.
Which
makes me wonder if our world character is now Fatalis.
That's very possible. I'm wondering if it means that Fatalis is just an amalgamation, and that each individual cell is what actually is Fatalis. And it's like it only like Fatalis don't naturally just like reproduce. They reproduce by like osmosis or mitosis. Yeah. Osmosis is not the right word. Osmosis.
Well, there's the whole.
Anyway.
Ozzy and Drix. I know I saw like what was it, the theories about like how the Fatalis that you fight in all the different Monster Hunters is not like a different Fatalis each time. It's the same one that like moves through different points in time.
Yeah. I've heard that too. That like Fatalis is just like time traveling somehow.
We're just regurgitating all of the myths about Fatalis that they tell in the games. It's like maybe. And it's like in reality, it's just the writers of the game being like, Fatalis appears when we need him to.
Yeah, exactly. But like the idea that there's only ever been one Fatalis.
That's a really interesting one. that black hole that, because it's like what? It's like he appears and the sky goes black. And it's like, oh yeah, he's just like moving through different times.
And then there's the idea that Fatalis melts hunters into its body.
I want that to be real. I know that's just like hearsay or whatever from like different interviews and books and stuff, but I want that to be real.
I feel like it is, because Fatalis is disgustingly smart, and it's like he sees how hunters do what they do, where they carve pieces off of monsters and then wear them. So he's just like, all right, fuck you guys, I'm killing all of you and I'm wearing you.
Yeah, it's I don't know. That's always just like a really cool idea of a dragon just being like, I'm gonna mock your tradition by doing it to you.
Yeah,
because it's like I don't need the armor. I'm just doing it because fuck you people.
And it's like, I'm trying to think of all the lore related things I know about Fatalis. Because like he destroyed that. What do you remember the name of that civilization?
Trade.
Okay, yeah. So he destroyed them. I thought it was because of the that artificial dragon
So,
weapon or whatever.
That was the thing about that is that was never like confirmed in lore and like things like that. And now people think that we have gotten that. We've gotten the true representation of that with
Zoshia, yeah.
Which is actually funny because also I know this monster doesn't count as canon because it's from a spin-off game, but there was the dragon from Frontier. There's a dragon in Frontier who is I think he was a human-made dragon, and he protects someplace. Let me see, Frontier made dragon.
But like, if that were to be a true idea, then I feel as though if Zoshia hadn't destroyed them himself, that Fatalis would have shown up to do it. You get what I mean?
It's, we have to base that off the assumption that Fatalis is like a malicious being in that respect. Like, obviously he's a malicious being
in general,
but
fucking yeah, of course, but
the thought that he would know that was happening and then he would come down and be like, you guys messed up, and then destroy them.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think that's true, but who knows?
It's weird. It's what the lore about Fatalis and just a lot of stuff like the ancient civilization is one of the things that I'm actually a little bit split on Wild Story, because I like the mystery of Monster Hunter not knowing what happened to the ancient civilization and like the stuff they did. And now we're kind of digging deep into like the quote unquote like monstrosities that they've created with the Guardian monsters.
Yeah.
And especially because they're making it. I knew it was a theory, or maybe it was confirmed. I can't remember, but it's like they are very much making it like the ancient civilization was so incredibly advanced with like almost futuristic tech.
Definitely seemed that way.
So, yeah, with the laser weapon that was on Gogmazios' back and all that.
Yeah,
and the fact that excuse me, the fact that what is it? What was that place called? The place with all the Wilk, the dragon torch. The dragon torch could manipulate the weather, the ecosystems of all the surrounding areas. They were just kind of, and now we have with the new area where they somehow negated the weight of buildings and made them float in the sky.
But was that the ancient civilization, or was it the Wyverians?
Oh, I guess that would have been the Wyverians with the Wyveria, right? Yeah.
Because did they... Okay, maybe I missed this, or maybe I just forgot. What was the reason why they made Zoshia in the first place? Like, was it to protect them against a specific monster, or...?
No, I don't think so. I believe they just said they made the Guardian monsters just to protect them from the wild monsters.
Because I feel like what would be the reason to need to make something so absurdly powerful, unless you knew of a threat that was coming and you're like, all right, we're gonna make Zoshia to protect us against that.
Well, yeah, that is the again, assuming that this question was not answered in Wilds, which I don't think it was. That is the question about Zoshia, right? Like, why would they need to create an Elder Dragon Guardian? Or I guess a Black Dragon, depending on if it is Fatalis. I know some people think Gogmazios because he's in the area, right? He lives in the oil well basin.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it could have been Fatalis. Could have been something like a Latreon.
And then if we are to assume that Zoshia was made up of an amalgamation of different Elder Dragons, part of which being Fatalis, how would they have done that? Like, would they have taken DNA from different creatures to make it? In which case, if it has Fatalis DNA in it, and we are to assume that you turn the DNA of Fatalis just self-propagates. I mean, it's taking a long time if it was going to take over, but
I think that is actually exactly it. I think most of Zoshia is not Elder Dragon. I think it's other stuff, other monsters. And the reason I think I didn't think this before, but I think this now, and it's because of in Ascendance, there's a point where you hear somebody say they're talking about the Elder Dragons, and they mention that. I think in connection with the Wyverians, with the Guardian monsters, they say too difficult to recreate, or it was like too difficult to tame and impossible to recreate. Is something they say in the trailer. I think that might have been the Japanese translation. I forget what they say in English. But so I think they may have been trying to create a Guardian Elder Dragon and they couldn't do it. And so Zoshia was, maybe they saw if Fatalis does work that way, where he just, a small amount of cells can just, continuously propagate. They maybe took a piece of him and fused it with this other amalgamation that they made, and it, like you said, it was the slow corruption.
Yeah. Because I'm sure, like, the white part of the dragon is probably what they intended, and then the black part of the dragon is basically what was taken by Fatalis.
What he is becoming, yeah. What he's trying to hold back. He's got that monster deep inside of him. He would listen to Skillet 24/7. But yeah, there's our 25-minute speculation of Fatalis and his lore.
yeah, that went on for quite a while.
We can get on to this point, which is, I want to hear your opinion. I saw somebody on Twitter say, say that they believe that Arkveld is the best designed flagship in the entire series, and there was no question for debate. No room for debate. How do you feel about that?
Best designed.
Wait, hold on. I said Arkveld, right?
You did say Arkveld, yeah.
Okay, I just had to make sure. Okay.
Well, I do really like Arkveld's design. He's super cool. The chains are really, they're a nice touch. My personal favorite is a monster that I never actually fought in the game. It was the flagship because I never got that far into that game. But I've always really liked Nargacuga.
You never made it that far in Freedom Unite?
No. I barely got anywhere in Freedom Unite the very first time I played it. I think I fought Bulldrome. And then I think I stopped. This was also 15 years ago, so...
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Narga's a really good flagship. What do you like about him?
I like the color, the way it fights. I like the spike-ass tail. I like that it has that I guess how would I put it? Like that jaguar sound when it roars.
He's a big cat.
Yeah. It's a cat with a beak though. It's a little strange. He's just a little strange guy. I don't know. I just really like how he and he has blade arms and shit, like blades on his arms. He's super good. And then I really like Lucent Narga. So
which we have fought I mean, we fought a good amount of times in Sunbreak.
Mm-hmm.
That guy who looks really scary and is not that bad to fight. Granted, I don't think we ever fought the anomaly version of him, so
Yeah, absolutely
I can't speak to
not.
that.
Shit's scary.
For me, my favorite flagship, and it's hard because I love all of my children equally, but there is one that's better than the rest to me.
That's.
Um,
Do you know what equal means?
My favorite flagship is part of an ensemble. It's Glavnus.
The Fated Four, yeah.
Glavnus, just as a concept, is cool. There's a big Carnotaurus, big dinosaur with a sword for a tail. But I also love... So one thing that Monster Hunter likes to do, especially with the flagships, is they like to do themes, right? So you have, like, Rathalos, who is the theme of the fantasy dragon that the adventurer is going out to slay. You have, like, Laggy, the sea beast, right? And then you start to get into the more interesting, in my opinion, themes of flagships, which is like Gore Magala is supposed to be this villain clad in black. His wings look like a cloak flowing behind him. He's got the darkness all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And Glavnus is your rival swordsman. He is the guy you're going up against who is equally as skilled with a blade as you are, and it's whoever can just outskill the other one wins.
I mean, you want to talk about skilled swordplay? We're talking like acidic Glavnus, where it has that like peak control on its tail and shit.
Acidic Glavnus just needs to be in more games because he's really cool, but he has one fight, right?
Yeah, that's fair, yeah.
There's also Hellblade Glavnus. Excuse me. There's also Hellblade Glavnus.
Yeah.
Which I don't remember if... I know I fought him, but I don't remember if we fought him together.
I think at least once.
When he's got his super scary crap where he just slides his tail across the ground and just everything in view explodes. But yeah, everything about Glavnus is cool. His armor is cool, his weapons are cool. Apparently, canonically, he's the smartest of the Brute Wyverns.
Okay.
I think physically the most powerful is Brachydios, but the smartest is Glavnus.
Interesting.
Which Devil Joe is included in that.
Well, Devil Joe thinks only with his stomach.
I meant for the power part more with Bracky, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's like a... I don't know if you have it, I can send it to you. There's like an image of a Devil Joe going to attack a Glavnus, and the Glavnus just chops his head off. Like it's like a real concept art from the team.
I think I've seen it, yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, this is cool. This monster's cool. Everything about him is cool. Even his Japanese name, which it doesn't sound Japanese when you say it. Dinavaldo.
Yeah, he sounds Hispanic.
It's a fucking cool name.
Ole, Dinavaldo.
Yeah. Everything about Glavnus is cool. To me, he's the coolest flagship. But that's an opinion thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, cause I get all of them are cool, right? I mean, like, the only one that I find the least cool is Rathalos because he's been around for too long and you'll never get rid of him and it's fucking annoying. But
there's also Azure Rat.
Yeah. It's just the same thing.
Who I would almost argue is actually worse than Atlas.
Right. But like I get the idea that like you could consider Arkfeld to be the best designed. Cause it's the whole idea of like he was chained up, locked away type shit. So like I get it, but in terms of like just personal opinion, I'd say you're wrong. Not you. Them.
Yeah. Yeah, personally, I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong, and I think you should stuff it. No, I'm joking.
Stuff what? It.
And then you know what? I'm actually going to be controversial here, and I know this is a controversial take. I think the most forgettable flagship is Velkhana. I keep forgetting that she is a flagship monster.
Yeah, I guess technically, yeah, right, yeah, yeah, that is fair.
For me, she is so overshadowed by Nergigante. When I think of World, I'm like, yeah, Nergigante is the flagship of World. I'm like, that's right, Velkhana was the flagship of Iceborne.
That she was.
Like, when I think about Iceborne, I don't ever think about Velkhana's fight. I'm like, there's Safi Jiva's fight, there's Shara Ishvalda, Elatrion, and Fatalis. Those were the big fights of that expansion.
You know, my reasoning as to why I don't remember Velkhana very often is just because Velkhana was one of those, like, those demo hunts where we didn't have any trouble.
I didn't even remember that she was a demo hunt.
Yeah, because Iceborne had a demo, and we hunted it, and I think we got disconnected, like, halfway through, and then we both finished it separately.
Cool.
And I was just like, this is supposed to be the flagship? We finished Nerg with 2 seconds left.
Yeah, no, I'll never forget that one. I beat Malzeno with 1 second left.
Jeez.
To be fair, I was using Lance, but still.
Yeah, so it's like, and then, like you said, Shara was like the quote unquote final fight of the story. And that one was so much more memorable because it was a 2-phase fight, and that second phase just clapped your cheeks regularly. Like, it juggled them cheeks like no tomorrow.
It's really funny to me to think back to how much trouble Shara gave us.
Yeah.
I was so bad at predicting when it would do its thing where it would shoot the wind out and then move it back and forth in front of itself. I was so bad at trying to avoid that.
Yeah.
And it's funny because Shara as a fight is really memorable. None of Shara's stuff is memorable.
I think I remember Shara's stuff. Vaguely.
The only thing I remember is its hammer, because its hammer was a big poem.
Because I know, well, yeah, there was that. I think its insect glaive was like, it's hard to describe. But it was like a pole.
Really?
Yeah. I
wouldn't have guessed that it was a pole.
I put it in the chat. At least I think I put it in the chat.
I'm not seeing it.
Son of a bitch. Send the fucking picture. This is pod racing.
No, this is pod racing. Justice for Rats Tyrell.
You won't get it.
I've already gotten it. His son created that organization that ended, didn't end, but it banned pod racing in most of the galaxy. Yeah. Going straight back to it. Yeah, boys. How? Even though we've lost, I don't know why. I just imagined every weave you just flash the same picture of like a woman knitting.
We've
Exactly. We've kind of strayed away from it, but Ascendance, very hype. Very, very hype.
Yes, Ascendance. Ascendance. Coming 2027.
To a theater near you.
Yeah, so It's quite good indeed. We
This podcast has been a disaster.
it's fine. Probably. I'm the one who has to deal with it. I'm gonna have to sift through 2 hours worth of bullshit.
You just get the usable parts.
Yeah, basically.
Did we cover every single thing here? We did. All right. Well,
Yeah. I'm wondering if I should just end it.
Justice for Mars Glow.
All right.